Okay. This is our last one for the day because I want to like bash my face into the wall. I just want to know like if we get out of the hospital, if we're stuck in there for another 10 chapters. But yeah, like seriously, this is ridiculous. And go. I walked outside the hospital looking for Jay. He wasn't anywhere. I could hear sniffing and cries coming from up a tree. What?
What the fuck is up with these trees and bushes?
Her and Jay are soulmates. I walked closer to the tree and seen a familiar figure. I smiled and climbed up. I took a seat next to that familiar figure. Why are you crying, Jay? He didn't reply. He just looked at me and held my hand. Jay, talk to me, please. Why have you been crying? He asked, his voice deep and cracked. Nathan doesn't remember me. He thought I was fake. He apparently dreamt about our whole lives, but he knows I exist, which is good. No shit, when you fucking stood in front of him, he knew that you were real. Do you love him? Yes, I replied truthfully. He looked at me sadly. But I'm not in love with him. He's my brother. You're the one I'm in love with. You're in love with me?
You guys have been saying this for the past fucking 2 days. Ugh.
I nodded my head and Jay pulled me in for a kiss. I'm in love with you too. That's amazeballs. Amazeballs? Great word. I laughed and kissed his cheek. Want to see our Nathan now? Jay nodded his head. We both climbed down the tree and made our way back to Nathan's hospital room. Jay held my waist and kissed the top of my head. Nathan smiled up at Jay and I as we walked into the room. Jay let go of my hand and sat on Nathan's bed, giving him a hug. I'm sorry, I was outside having some air. Hospitals freak me out. How are you feeling, mate? I'm feeling good, yeah. Brilliant, Nathan replied, nodding his head. I was only in a fucking car accident and have a slight amnesia.
And smashed against a fucking tree.
But I'm peachy. I smiled, then hugged him. I laid myself on his bed and cuddled him, my head leaning on his chest. I love you, Nathan. You know that, right? No matter what, I'll always love you. So much, I told him. I know, Ari. I'll always love you too. So he doesn't fucking remember her, but he remembers his stupid nickname for her, and he's absolutely cool with her sitting, like, laying on top of him. I looked at Jay. He was smiling. He winked at me. I blushed slightly, which caused me to hide my face away from him. Nathan obviously realized something was going on. What's going on between you two then? Nathan giggled. My eyes grew wide, blushing even more. Jay walked up behind me and held my hand. Well, Nathan, Aaron rose and I elbowed his stomach. Aaron and I are dating. We've been dating for a few days now, Jay announced happily. You two are cute together, Nathan approved. Thank you, Nate. I don't even know what the hell to say.
Seriously, I'm ready to bash my head against this wall right here.
Yeah, I'll join you. We'll just bash your head straight through. Oop, months have passed by, and now it's November 16th. Siva's birthday! Jay and I are still together. Nathan's out of the hospital. I'd hope so fucking months have passed by. Max has kept his eye on Michelle Keegan from when they met a few weeks ago. But we weren't there for that because it's been months. So, Siva has gotten so close to Narisha, and Tom's still single. Nathan also has had his eyes on a girl, but he isn't telling us who it is because it's probably fucking you. Jay, get your fat ass in here before I beat you, I yelled through the flat, making my headache 100 times worse. What? Why is she being so mean? A few seconds later, Jay ran in with Neytiri. Oh, I've never seen Avatar, so I'm not hip. Or shall I say Tia, or his baby in his hands. What? He moaned. Sign Siva and Kumar's birthday card before I throw your weird bug out the window. He frowned at me, put Tia in her cage and sat in front of me on the bed. Are you okay, baby? He asked, placing the back of his hands on my forehead. No, but it's Siva's big day, so I'll be fine. You can't be fine just by someone's birthday. What? I'm a girl. I will be fine. Let's get dressed for today. What does being a girl...
You're a girl? Congratulations. Oh my god.
What does that have to do with fucking anything? Jay nodded his head, signed the card, then closed the bedroom door so we could change in privacy. Why does Jay have to change? I took off my PJs and put on clean underwear. Then looked at my reflection in the mirror. Oh, she's fucking pregnant.
Oh my god.
I sighed. I've gained a lot of weight lately. Jay, do you think I've gained weight recently? I asked, poking my stomach. It's gonna be one of those, like, I didn't know I was pregnant moments where she's gonna birth the baby. I turned around to see him staring at my bum. I gasped and then covered my bottom. His eyes then went up my body and stared at my boobs. I frowned at him, covering them instead. Obviously they haven't had sex if she's so fucking embarrassed.
What if she had sex with me?
Oh my god. What if she has a Jesus baby? It's probably Tom's baby.
Oh yeah.
This girl probably doesn't understand how pregnancy even works. So, like, she probably, just by sitting in Tom's lap that one day, probably became pregnant. Okay. Nope, not at all, he replied, taking off his boxers. I looked back into the mirror and played with my hair. I really need a haircut. My hair was now halfway down my back, almost as low as my hips. I turned around off to get ready. But I bumped into a body. I smiled at the cute look Jay was giving me. I looked down at his body, seeing him still naked. I covered my eyes straight away. Put some clothes on, Jay. You're turning into Tom. Why are you so shocked? It's not like you haven't seen me naked before. I blushed straight away and hid my face. Nice tits, by the way. They've grown. Me likey. He cheeked.
Who fucking says me
Winking at me.
likey?
Well, they're clearly 5 years old. My jaw dropped and I hit him, blushing a deep pink color. He took my hands from my eyes and locked our fingers together. I giggled at how adorable he was. He kissed my lips passionately. I pulled away, slapped his bare bum, then he changed into this.
Okay, seriously, if they've had sex before, which she obviously just implied, why is she getting so shy? Like, oh my god, you're naked.
Present time, Tom yelled out loud in the restaurant, causing people to turn around and stare. Siva smiled and happily danced in his seat. Bless him, he's always so happy. Jane nudged me with my elbow and mimed, "Did you bring it?" I rolled my eyes and picked up his present from under Jay's seat. Jay smiled at me, then kissed my cheek. "Here, Siva, why don't you open mine first?" Max offered, handing him a box. "Okay, don't mind if I do," Siva chirped, still happy dancing. He ripped open the box and seen some boots that he's been wanting for a while now. He smiled and high-fived and hugged Max. "Thanks, Max." "You're welcome, mate." "Me next," Tom called out. Tom handed his present to Siva, and Siva opened it with a big smile on his face. It was a Star Wars shirt. He picked it up, put it against his chest, then noticed a few other things in the wrapping paper. He picked up a piece of paper and laughed. "Really, Tom? Really?" Siva laughed. He turned the paper around for us all to see. It was a shirtless photo of Tom with a little message saying, "To Siva, my biggest fan. Have a great day. Lots of love, Tom, X." We all laughed and Tom donned his good boy face. "Don't forget what else is there as well, mate," Tom said. Siva looked down at the wrapping paper once again and shook his head in shame. He picked it up and laughed. "Condoms," Nathan spoke up laughing. "Birthday sex," Tom screamed. Jesus Christ. Is Tom the only person in this group that has condoms? Like, does he have to pass them out each time?
I guess so, because the rest of them are children.
More people turned around and stared. We all laughed, and Siva continued to open his presents. He had a guitar book from Nathan, where Siva can learn to play new songs on his guitar. Is that what a fucking guitar book is for? Fucking hell. And from Jay and I, we got him Star Wars DVD box set. "Thank you so much for the presents, guys." "That's not all," Jay said. Siva looked confused. "It's back at the flat." We made our way back to the flat, and we all sat ourselves on the sofas. I sat between Jay's legs. Siva sat next to us. Nathan sat in front of us on the floor, who was sat by Max and Tom. On the coffee table was a big box with a card.
Okay, in all honesty, I don't care where they're all sitting.
What? I can't continue reading if I don't know. I want to know what this fucking present is. It was a new guitar signed by all the boys with a little message. Really?
Why did they sign it? They're all in this.
Yeah, they're all
band.
friends. That'd be like me signing something for you and being like, "Happy birthday." Would you appreciate that?
Very much.
I wouldn't. I'd rip it up. Like, you're my friend. I don't need your autograph. Jesus. Okay. I don't just want to know when she's pregnant. Like, that's
Yeah.
all. But I can't read anymore. I seriously
Probably
will
gonna
die.
be the last thing.
Probably.
That's in
The
story.
very last chapter.
Yeah.
12 months later, a baby is born.
12 months?
Yeah.
Why 12 months?
Because she doesn't fucking know how long people are pregnant for. She doesn't know what thing. She's probably gonna be like, and then she laid an egg. And then out of the egg popped a fucking baby. So, I don't know when we'll do this again. But we'll finish eventually. I'm sure y'all are in love with this story as much as we are.